This podcast is sponsored by Dollar and Hardware. Activate your alter ego with Dollar and Hardware and start seeing life through a different set of lenses. Shop dollarandhardware.com. Tell them Demetrius Lee and Angela Lee in the Lee Life Experience Podcast sent you. Thank you.
Welcome to a new episode of the Lee Life Experience Podcast. You have Angie and Demetrius here, and we will be your host for this evening. Listen, if you are new, hey, how you doing? Welcome. Listen, don't be shy and say hello. Drop us a few lines, or being able to be our guest. We would love to have the opportunity for you to come on and showcase your answer or your perception of whatever the topic is. And if you want to do that, you can do that by texting 833-370-1608. Put relationships without an S in the comment message box, and I promise you I will get back with you as soon as possible. So those of you, if you are already in the Lead Life Experience family, don't forget you're going to do the same, continue to do the same thing. Share us with your friends. Share us on your social media platforms as well. And don't forget to like, comment, follow, and subscribe to all your social media platforms and being able to your podcast network and on YouTube. So listen, drop us a message like Demetri say, even if it's a like or a dislike, go ahead and we want to, give some algorithm, give a little activity to the algorithm to boost us up so more people can see and hear us. So thank you so very much by doing that. And then don't forget to leave us a comment. Leave us a 5-star review. Five-star review on on your podcast platforms to let us know how you have enjoyed it so far. So Demetrius, how you doing today?
Don't love the honey bunch. Hey, thank you fast. How you doing?
Great.
I see last week Trump came out, got all kind of stuff riled up, got the people riled up. We did the one the other day we were talking about the child support, to Terry about the child support law. Now you got another one coming in back to back. Two things gonna came in, off the Trump
Yes.
thing. So, but hey, bring it on, y'all. Whatever y'all see, hey, like I said, we ain't on the licensed professional, but I give you my opinion on, you know what I'm saying? Hey, but bring it on. Kind of
Yeah.
weird, but bring it on.
It is a full 7 days that President Donald Trump has been reelected to come back into the White House and took back over. So the saying is, they say, "Dad is home." Wow, you know. So again, you all, I know President Donald Trump, he has a love-hate relationship. Some people now listen. I know everybody getting upset about Nelly, getting upset about Uncle Snoop, getting upset. I'm not hearing people drag Rick Ross too much, but he was there, and I'm not hearing. And I heard Rod Wade was there potentially, but no pictures have been circulating or anything. So again, Nelly and Snoop, they catching all the backlash because of things that Uncle Snoop had said prior. The thing is, you all, and again, I'm a straight shooter when we're talking about it, but nobody, regardless of their party, is agreeable to everything that people are saying and doing. And I have to say that even for Kamala, that's who I voted for. But I was not a whole, 100% with her on some of the things that she was giving rights to. Certain things that just wasn't being and I know, and I have spoke freely about abortions. um I know what my stance was when I was younger, and and I'm not even gonna say miseducated. I just was misinformed. But I know my stand now at 48 years old. I do not encourage it. I do not encourage it. I know people have their own decision. I made my mind up and it was my own decision. But I can say that at the end of the day, these are your decisions. So for those of you you don't have to agree with everything President Trump. And I would be reluctant if I say some of my friends or coworkers. We all know, Demetrius, this climate that we're living in, that what really do African Americans have when they want to cut off everything from a person that support Donald Trump. You know, because there's a lot of things going on with the DEI, you know, going on, the diversity and inclusion, and a lot of people are concerned about it, can't understand, like, what are you talking about? But again, diversity from the research that I have did from diversity and inclusion is not just blacks. You know, a lady had wrote down, I think like the 6 things of who it that benefited, and blacks was number 6. But it was saying that, you know, that those diversity and inclusion, Demetrius, was for women, white women, because white women didn't have the right to vote. They were not treated equal. So it was white men's, then it came to women. And then, of course, you know, the disabilities with the veterans. And unfortunately, they said that's another one of the laws that things that he was affirmative action that he was attacking, and along with the civil rights. Again, all I know is that in this day and time, Demetrius, based on the color of our skin, they have not judged us by our character, that they don't like us. And you know, and we are aware that just because you show up and Demetrius, or they see our name and see that, you know, Demetrius is a black person, that name is an urban name. If they see Angela, they are a little reluctant because it's where I work. It's a lot of Angelas and it's a lot of Angela Lees, and the Angela Lees don't look like me. They Asian. Me and this, you know, I got another ER nurse that just got hired. Our name is exactly the same, Angela Lee. She is Asian, and then you have me. So, and like I told them, but based on our skin, if you know, going off what President Trump's saying, that he doing off merits and not being able to include anybody in the diversity, it's gonna make it a little more challenging, because even if I am qualified for a job, you should want to bring in a little diversity. And I'm gonna tell you, being in healthcare, Demetrius, healthcare, you want to see people that look like you, because you feel like, and I'm saying it because patients have said to me, you feel like they understand the struggle. They understand a little bit about what's going on. They understand the culture.
Yeah.
That if you get somebody that's not in those same dynamics, Demetrius, they don't quite understand. You know, and I'm sure somebody of another, you know, ethnicity group, I messed that word all the way up. But of another ethnic group, they would feel more keen to somebody of their own likeness and kind. They'll have something in common. So that's what happened when you walk into a doctor's office and you see another black doctor, or a black nurse, or a black secretary. You know they know a little bit something. That means they in inclusion with everything else. But when you go to a facility and it's just all whites, or it's just nothing, nobody's in there, none black, and black people coming in there, I'm telling you, that's what they say. They feel like, I'm not gonna get the best care, even if it's not true. Oh, it's gonna be because I don't have insurance. That's not true. But again, some places, you know, people are a little biased. But Demetrius, I said all that to say, I'm gonna read this letter that came in, and it's a little heartbreaking, and and let you get from your take, being able to speak on, because you are in a field as well that is not, many blacks were not in that field a long time ago. So you'll be able to shed some light on being able to be, you know, and I mean, I know you have a lot of, you know, black people now, but have you ever went to work and was in the yard or whatever, and you were the only seasoned person, the only melanated person in there? I'm asking.
You asked me. Oh, no, not really.
Not really.
When I came along, no, it wasn't like that.
Oh, okay.
But I heard a story before I came along. Men like me told me about it. They was involved in that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
There it
but no, I ain't.
wasn't there many blacks on the railroad.
Like the older man for me, yeah, it's like that. When I came along, it was a bunch of us. They started hide. They hired a lot of us one time, so we kind of like spread through there.
Oh, okay. All right. All right, well, let's get to it. This letter is from Byron. Byron says, I am reaching out from Chicago with a heartfelt concern for my girlfriend. She is originally from the Dominican Republic and currently living in the USA without documentation. Recently, news have been potential executive order on immigration, particularly from President Trump and his intentions, so her anxiety has increased. She's actively trying to get her paperwork in order, but at this time passes, she's stressed and her situation has become very overwhelming. The uncertainty surrounding her status have made these last few days particularly tough for the both of us. It pains me to see her so worried and paranoid about what can happen next. I'm writing to ask if you could share any advice, any resources, or your experience that might help us find some comfort during this challenging time. Anything that you could say or provide is reassuring, and I hope and any hope would be greatly appreciated. Thank you so much for your time, Angie and Demetrius. Sincerely, Byron. Oh, I feel so bad.
Yeah.
Oh, my my heart just went. Demetrius, I'm gonna let you start because I'm emotional on this one.
Man, that's kind of like a different level, you know. I don't know about no legal stuff. You know, I know what you're talking about, but man, I mean, I can imagine. You know, you got your girlfriend like that, and she worried about that thing. Then they said they're going to people's houses, going to churches, looking for people like that. You know, sound like you're saying she's trying to get her stuff. You know, she's trying to get it. Shit, man, Barry, man, man, like I said, I ain't no lawyer, man. Don't take my legal advice, but I'm telling you that as me, I was in that situation. I try to hire my girl out, man, till she get her stuff right. You know, get her paperwork right. I try to. You gonna have to hire out because they going to people's houses, going to churches, school. I'm assuming she had a job. She must gonna quit. She had a job, but can you get a job, man? You got the right documentation. Can you get a job?
Yeah, that's how you think you been getting those bananas and berries. They letting you work. They letting you work. You're not getting paid under the table.
Oh, that's how to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. You know, I don't know, but you know, I just trying to hit the man Barry. Cause you know, I don't want to know.
You know those housekeepers that don't speak English. How you think
Yeah,
they getting paid?
I don't know. That's like maybe on the doctors. I thought they were legal. I didn't know they were illegal. You know, I don't know how it worked.
Nah, mm-mm, they're not.
But I just saying that Barry, man, you know, if you care about like that, yeah, I just try to. I do my best to get our paperwork filled out, get it done, help her do what I got to do. Hide out, man. When your homeboy, when your friend, cousin. 'Cause I can't see how they can come up there unless she got some documentation that she stay there, or somebody gonna rat it on her and say she over there. Man, I get ahead, man. That's what I think I would do. It's kind of weird me talking about this here now, because I swear I ain't got no kind of, I ain't got no lawyer skill or law. Yeah, law probably looking for me here sometimes. Yeah, I be doing. I ain't being funny, but
You funny.
yeah, but Barry, man, no, I try to have my girl. I make sure I get a paperwork she got to be done. I be getting it done for, but I have a head out somewhere. I had to hide out. But I said the truth about that law, Barry. I mean, and nothing against your girl and that, but Trump did that. Now, I kind of agree with it. Not on your girl now. But he said criminals and crooks. You know, they don't need to be, I ain't with all that criminal people stealing, killing people, murdering people. So yeah, I think they need to go. But somehow like, who ain't really a threat, I would give them a chance to get the paperwork done. I know, but the man who's committing crime and criminal, yeah, I'll get him out of there. So I totally agree with what he's doing. But you know, he coming for black people too. Haitians, Haitians, they black, anybody, he come for anybody got no paperwork, but I be them his two targets. It's two targets right there. So it's kind of a bad thing, but got a scary thing. I'm trying to think about if I almost said the wrong thing, but go ahead, let you talk.
Yeah, I'm going to say when the unfortunately part of this, Demetrius, you can't pick and choose. You can't.
Yeah.
You can't pick and choose that, oh, just for the bad people. That's what some of those who voted him in, that's what they thought.
Yeah.
But the saying is no FAFO.
FA.
They effed around and they found out. So
Yeah.
and that's what the saying stand for. Those acronyms stand for.
What that one more you just took earlier today? She talking about you crying. What going on her?
That's
Us-
Selena Gomez, and she was on one of the on the blog sites because she was crying because she's Mexican descent, and she was like, "There's nothing she can do about her people," and that's what I'm. Unfortunately,
Lord
and
have
this
mercy.
this is for all of us. The good has to suffer with the bad, and I don't know how religious people is on there, but Demetrius and I are Christians, And even though we might have a potty mouth sometime, pray for us. We still work in progress. That we are Christians, and with us being of Christian values, in the Bible it says it's gonna rain on the just and the unjust, and which means the good got to suffer with the bad. That's just the only way it works. Excuse me. There is no way around it. Demetrius, we can't say, oh, well, I just wanted to get the criminals out here. Anybody can be a criminal.
Yeah.
My dad used to tell me that every time I go to the prison, Angie, one bad choice, you could be here. Write a bad check, Angie. You drinking? You driving? You could be here. He made me realize and open my eyes up to anything you can do, that you can be free one minute, and guess what? The next you can be incarcerated. So when I hear people say, "Oh, the murders and kills," who gonna stand up and say, "Oh, I'm gonna commit a crime"? Nobody's not doing that. Nobody's not doing that. It's gonna be the people who short tempered. It's gonna be the people who you least expect. So you can't say, "Oh, well, that's because they came from a good family." A lot of people in prison came from a good family. So the good people has to go with the bad. And unfortunately, and I know Selena looking at like, hey, I'm good. I'm over here making music. I was going with Jeff Beaver. Okay, look what I'm doing. But unfortunately, that is what's going on. And it's sad that these people are getting raped. ISIS is not playing. I think the latest thing, and this is allegedly, you all, I'm assuming that it was true, that ISIS came and they took a black person. They did not check no documents. They didn't make sure who they are. They say they was asking you nice and politely, but they say now they have been trained, Demetrius, to get these kids, get these people, and take them and snatch them up. And I'm talking about they not asking you anymore, Demetrius, to show me your license. They just snatching you up. They'll figure it out when they get you back to the camp. And my thing is, you would think, and for the people, and I'm gonna tell you what's heartbreaking. The heartbreaking, Demetrius, that these parents that's over here, but their child is legal, their child was born here. How you gonna leave your 3-year-old daughter?
He tried to get rid of that. He can't do it. He tried to get rid of the birthright thing with that. They told me he couldn't do that. The woman, they banned him. What you call it? Not banned him. They stopped it for postpone it. They wouldn't let him do it.
But
Some
that's
kind of
what I'm
judge
saying. So
yeah.
then that's what I'm going back. Can you imagine your little grandbaby, if that's your grandbaby and born here, but because the mama ain't legalized, your grandchild got the house to go? You know she ain't gonna want to leave her children. Or the daddy, he has to go because the mama been over here.
How you feel about the law? What he doing? I know
No,
you
I
saying
don't. That's what
something.
I'm saying. I don't. I know, how can I be biased and say, well, it's only for the criminals? I'm not gonna say that. I'm not gonna say it's just for no criminals. I'm gonna specifically say that Demetrius, the border. I listened to Stephen A. He was on a talk show, and I think it was a View, but I stand to be corrected. And the lady asked him, and you know what they said? He said that somebody told him when they made the realization about it, and he said, think about you at the line at Six Flags, but that's the people who waiting to do the things the right way, the legal paperwork. He said, think about if somebody jumped the line and you've been in that line for 2 hours or 6 hours to ride that particular ride at Six Flags over Georgia. He said, so when the people get over here illegally, they jump in the line. So they saying that the reason why this is taking off, cause the people who got over here legally told on them. Went and saying, hey,
Oh, okay.
President Trump, listen, get them on off and over here, cause I did things the right way. Get them on off and over here, cause they done jumped the line. They didn't come. I waited in the line for 6 hours or 2 days or waited a year. I did my time. Here they coming over here illegally, and you just gonna let them in? But what about I waited a whole 6 months and had to, go work over here on a work visa, leave my family, go stay with strangers.
Some dudes they say all this money up, man, to get his wife and family with her. It took all their money to get over here.
Yeah,
And
so
send
that's
it
what
back.
I'm
Sad.
saying. Okay, what about the Africa girl that I adopted? She
Which
27 years old.
who
She working on a visa.
oh, she on a visa. Okay.
She on a visa. She had to leave her 3-year-old child behind. She
She
working in
still
the
there, Angie.
Yep, she working in environmental service. When I told her I was getting ready to leave, and she cannot, she didn't speak English. She spoke French. And I'm gonna post a video later on my own page when I feel like it. Not right now. But when I feel like it, and I'm gonna let y'all see how did I used to talk to her. And the only thing that I understood when she told me, "Why are you so nice to me?" She said, "I can't understand. Why are you so nice to me?" And she told me that she loved me, and she told me thank you. She told me that she wanted to know how to drive. That's what she told me. And I told her, I said, if you stay up here long enough, I will teach you how to drive. She want to learn how to drive.
But could you imagine this man, a dude buried with his girl thinking, man, you can't go outside. I mean,
No, and that's what I'm saying.
I'm
So if
thinking,
somebody knows she there, Demetrius, they ain't no need you hiding out because they
oh
got you
yeah,
under surveillance.
survival
Yeah,
probably knows that. Yeah, but
yeah.
then who knows she there?
Yeah, that's
Go
what I'm
ahead,
telling
day,
you.
man.
It's like jumping the line. They Demetrius like, oh, I've been seeing Demetrius. Demetrius married to Hosanna. Where's she at? So guess what they're gonna do? They're gonna watch you. You gonna slip, Demetrius. Ain't you gonna slip. You're not gonna stay in that house the whole time. Cause they coming in there. I told you they say ISIS is raiding. They say ISIS raiding, kicking in doors. They coming to get you and they doing it with force. And you all, if you don't believe me, go pull up TikTok and put in there Latino deportation in there, and you gonna feel one of them. It came up there. It was blurred out, and it was like this is content that's sensitive content. That's what it said. And when I said I wanted to see it, and it was of a 2 or 3 year old child, and I had to say I want to say he was a little more than 2, but he was a little child. I know he couldn't have been no older than 6 or 7. Had a backpack. And on in the note it said he's trying to make it to Louisiana.
A child that's small
A child that small by himself.
by himself.
By himself, walk on the border. Now, I'm gonna say this, and this is gonna be sensitive to the people. I know we are those of us, and and especially I know they trying to take history, out of schools and not allow people to learn. And you all, I beg for you to take down. Shout out to Dr. Crosby because he is, one of the ones that he taught. And, even when Demetrius and I went to visit him, he didn't mind taking us a trip down memory lane about
That's right. He did that.
how the world, how things came to be to where things are now. And Dimitri, you and I need to call him for 2025. We need to get back out there and go see him. So put that on.
That'd be a wonderful idea,
Yeah,
100
put
I
that
like that.
put that on our list to do. But when he would take us, and a lot of times people don't like hearing older people. They feel like, they boring. I have always been fond of older people. Miss Margene, Miss Essie Dawson, Mr. Miles Johnson. I have always been fond of older people because they have a lot of wisdom. A lot of wisdom. And
Right.
when they talking to you and let you know how times were. Mr. Johnny Goodwin, another worth of knowledge, knowledge. And being able to tell you some things of how we done came up and a lot of things that we take for granted. And you all, as this generation come, our grandkids taking for granted what they able to do. They don't realize the hard work. And if you don't show kids now, I told Demetrius, I said, listen, teach those grandchildren financial, bump all the rest of stuff. They need financial literacy. If that's the hardest thing right now, in our age group, financial literacy need to be on everybody's docket. You know why? Because if you get them and being able to show them how to save, not just spend away. Every time when you ask them to do something, oh, she gonna give you something. No, I told Demetri, stop that. Nobody's gonna give you nothing for doing what you're supposed to do anyway. So don't even put that in your head because again, that is the way the enemy can trick them. If you don't want somebody to manipulate you, don't put in your head that just because you're doing something, somebody's gonna give you something. That's a false narrative. And you will go through life being manipulated, thinking, oh, well, you know what? I used to get this because I did that. No, that ain't life. Get up, try to do the best you can and be better than the person you was yesterday. And unfortunately, getting back on the immigrants, a lot of them died trying to get free. Over here where, when you talking about money, and Demetrius and I can talk about it because Demetrius and I went to Mexico last year, went to Cabo, and Demetrius, share a little bit about, the experience. They working for a little bit of money, so we was happy. When you gave them a tip or something, Demetrius, when we was walking and like just talking to the people, they was happy to get it.
Yeah, I had a good experience with her. I enjoyed Cabo. And for me, give them a tip or something, people can't take for granted.
For granted.
It meant a lot to them. And see the smile on their face, happy they were, it made me happy. Because I always want to do a good deed, help people. I don't want to be that man that got money, don't want to help nobody. I always tell God, God, make me a wealthy man, give me generous wealth. I pray like that. And I tell him, let me help other people to be successful like me. That's what I ask for. 'Cause I don't want to be put in a situation where I got it and can help nobody. If I had it right now, like and that man bearing right now, I can help his girl to speed the process and get the paperwork, I would do it. You know, I would help.
But I don't.
Y'all go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, I just said it's a touchy situation. The topic kind of touches me like touches you because I ain't never been on a topic like this before. Kind of like it's feel this one hit home a little different. Go ahead, what you say. I just let me think.
Well, this here is, yes, it's heartfelt. Like I said, pull at your heartstrings because unfortunately, Demetrius, this is just the beginning. We have another 3.5 plus more years to see what President Trump is going to do to detangle some things. I want to share that, I with my travel nurse friends, and they worked at the border. And when we was talking, and I was like, yeah, I was in Amarillo, Texas. And when I was in Amarillo, Texas, I drove out there and I was close to New Mexico. And so by the time I accepted the job, and then I was like, oh my gosh, how I'm going to be able to speak, because it's predominantly, right there, when it's right there on the line, that means a lot of them can migrate over there. So you have more Spanish speaking than you have English speaking. But the good thing is it was a lot of people that, spoke, that was bilingual, so I didn't have an issue. But what was an issue is when my friends them told me when they were down there at the border of California, at the border of New Mexico, and they at the border in Florida, a lot of these immigrants have came, and when you talking about trauma, because they trying to get on here, Demetrius, they have got hit by the train. So she saying some of them come in there, skull already halfway gone. I know this is gonna be touchy, but I got to give you all real life. Some of them hand already been cut and dismangled, legs off, just for them to try to be free. And they feel like it's worth them running to get over here to the U.S. than to stay in Mexico getting treated the way they feel like they getting treated. So I want you all to think about that when you saying, hey, well, just ship them back, ship them back, ship them back. I want you to think about what is costing them their life come this way. A lot of them say they don't even want to take the chance. They already walking through muddy water all the way up to their neck. They putting their children on their neck to go back. And the sad part about it, some of them gonna get killed trying to go back. But at least some of them say at least they know what freedom felt like. So I'm saying all that to say that yes, we can be ugly to the criminals. It's easy to get to put up a barrier against the criminals. But what about the little children that did nothing? All they did is just follow their parents on this thing called being in the land of the free. When money is hard and they don't even have, when everywhere you turn, and you all, I want you to know, don't think we're not going to be affected now. The farmers are already saying we're going to feel it because he cannot go 2 days without having somebody to come and do this yard, milk the cows and all the stuff. He said the average they was like, why you just don't get American? He said America not gonna do this in the slaughter, son. This
Yeah, no, nobody gonna do that. That's another thing you bringing up. They're right. They do a lot of work.
Yeah.
They build a lot of places up where a lot of people ain't gonna do it. Maybe
no.
So
that's what I'm saying. So don't you think that one time that you're not gonna be affected? I don't care how bougie you think you are. Your landscaping, those of you who have maid servant and you letting her come over there, and I'm sure she was undocumented, but you didn't care as long as you was getting your clothes ironed and your pool clean, the produce that we're eating, who do you think cutting that down? So don't you think that we're not being affected because they undocumented, that you are not benefiting from it? And I'm especially speaking to myself when I'm talking about our fruits and vegetables, because Demetrius has not been on fruits and vegetables, and we still on fruits and vegetables. And I told Demetrius, I said, we're just going to call. We're going to start getting us some healthy fruit. We're going to get the healthy fruit to come through the truck. But who do I think going to cut that stuff down? When I was out there in California, it was double football fields. And those Mexicans was out there working, pushing the plow. Now I know Elon coming out and got these robots and is taking jobs and he don't care. And Bezos, they say he done jumped on board. The people at Amazon want to strike. He said, go ahead. I got robots to replace you anyway. Allegedly. They say that's what he said.
I ain't heard that yet, but I went down because it gonna have them that way.
That's what I'm saying. So if you all thinking, and listen, even when I got comfortable and I'm thinking, oh, they're gonna need a nurse. Let me tell you what they already induced when I was out there in California. they already had introduced virtual health nursing. It's already a thing in California where all you doing is sitting at home on a computer screen, watching the patient, telling the patient, don't get up, don't get up. So think about it. They're gonna pay you to stay at home, and they got a robot to tell these patients to stay in the bed. They're not gonna have sitters. Your dementia mama, they keep running out the room, and they just lost a patient not too long ago because they had one nurse to what, over 10, 15, 20, 30 patients, one nurse. Nah, these people not gonna keep getting lawsuits. They're gonna replace, and they're gonna be replaced with machines. So you gonna trust the machine to diagnose your mama? You gonna replace the machine to do the open heart surgery? Now don't y'all think the robots gonna be all, because guess what? They still have to be programmed by. They still have to be programmed now. So when you trying to get rid of the people, they say this world gonna be extinct anyway. So I don't know how much longer all of us live. And then they saying with what President Trump doing with China and all these places, say if they cut the lights off and cut for energy, we gonna be dead anyway. They gonna kill a bunch of people right then. So you better do your research. You all better start reading. Don't be sleeping on the stuff. And I know a lot of y'all comfortable. Some of y'all still have flip phones because y'all do not like change. You would rather say, hey, as long as it's working, I'm good. But I'm telling you what, and I said this to my husband friend, him and his wife. I was talking to him on the phone the other day, and I told him, I say, do you know how you are keeping up on everything? Because you got a young son that's in school. He's the hope for tomorrow. You know why Demetrius and I are staying abreast? Because we have our son here. He is keeping us up on tomorrow. But you got the younger kids who younger than him, knowing more than him. You got the grandkids, they know more than him. So if you don't have anybody young, and like I said, this is what I said, because my husband have a friend that don't have anybody. When you are isolated and you don't have your social circle is so small, and you only feeding off your own ego and your own knowledge, that's a lost cause. Because how in the world are you going to stay abreast if you're not trusting anybody, you're not allowing nobody in, you're not allowing anybody out? You better get around you somebody young to kind of stay caught up. My sister came over here to Atlanta, Georgia, and when she came over here and they was trying to, my husband and I had left, and they didn't have the Uber app. I told my nephew, let's just be y'all last time. You never want to be somewhere and you can't get where you need to get because you being so lazy and you won't download an app when we already telling you this is the way. You might not use it in a town because in South Carolina it's not as pertinent as it is over here in Georgia. But you better be staying abreast. If we already telling you this, you better be. You don't have to do.
You better adjust. You better start adjusting to the new life going on.
That's right. Stay with you close by to somebody who you know. Like I said, I travel a lot, so I know I'm gonna know like the basics. I'm in school now, so you know what I did? Reached out to some young girls. Young girls, okay, that's who I'm counting on. I'm not gonna go get with the lady who 60, 70. I'm gonna go with the young girls and let me know, okay, then what study group is now? Because I done been out a while. So I'm saying all that to tell you that when you have neglected and not did the paperwork for how long it took, and now you getting deported, again, the right and the wrong don't have to suffer. And unfortunately, I have some good friends, and like I said, my young lady that's from Africa, I consider her, she's like a daughter to me because my son, both of her, she's the same age our son is. And it's my duty that I'm going to look out for her. She don't know it, but I am. I'm going to make sure that she's good. I'm going to make sure that she's straight. I'm going to randomly send her money, and she's going to be okay. Because that's what I desire to do, because I know in order for her to get out of Africa, to get those people out, her parents, she's going to have to do.
So you're saying she's trying to get over here. Right now, she's legal with the visa. She good.
With the visa, she just on a pass. Isn't that
I know that thing like how long visa lasts?
That's what I'm saying. I don't know. She's on a work one. So do you want to go to break, and then I come back and give the different categories on how you can come over here in the United States?
Yeah.
Want to go ahead? Want to do break?
Go ahead. Take a break. They're gonna take a break. Take a break.
This is the Lee Life Experience Podcast. Welcome back. This is Angie and Demetrius here, and we just came back after a little break. Listen, if you are just not tuning in, then I highly suggest you hit like, comment, and subscribe, and follow on all your streaming platforms. So again, to catch you up, we are talking to Byron. Byron had wrote in, and he's talking about immigration law, the immigration of a possible deportation with his girlfriend that is undocumented. And those of you, if you have been living up on the rock and you don't quite know what's going on, then you know President Trump signed an affirmative action in order to go ahead and start the process of them just deporting immigrants back to different places. So I know Chicago is one of the heavier areas. Florida is one of the areas, so they have a lot of areas that they, and again, if you don't have to take my word for it, wherever you get your trusted news from, and being able to go to the latest social media and put in the deportation, and you will be able to see. And I'm telling you, it's heartbreaking. But Byron has this question, and he want to know, like, he needs some resources. What can kind of help him speed up the process? They do have immigration lawyers, and an immigration lawyer will be able to help you. So contact them wherever you are in your area. Those of you, I know you have a smartphone. Google, immigrant lawyers. So they'll be able to help. So I have some resources in here because let me do this first because I don't want us to get sidetracked. And Byron, since you're in Chicago, we have a Chicago legal clinic, and that phone number is, I'm giving you a little time to get your pen and paper. The phone number is 312-738-0200. Illinois Coalition and Immigrants and Refuge Rights. That is 312-332-7300. Then we have a National Immigrant Justice Center. That phone number is 312-660-1370. And then they also have a United African Organization. And that number is 773-434-4621. And if you need, please rewind us back and play it back in order to get those numbers.
Yeah.
They do say it is an additional resources for the immigrants advocate network, and they say this provides online resources and information on finding legal help, local legal aid. So again, you all documented or undocumented, you still have rights. So even though you might be over here illegally, you still have rights. So being able to, reach out to somebody. For Atlanta, Georgia, because we're in the Georgia area, the Georgia Allowance for Social Justice is 404-681-0466. Asian American Advanced Justice of Atlanta, 404-585-8446. Then they have American Immigration Lawyers Association. It is the Georgia chapter. That number is 202-507-7600. And you can find some local alternative attorneys that specialize in immigration law.
Tell them what you Google to get that. Somebody listen to it. They want to Google what you put into Google to get that
That's what I'm saying.
in the state.
That's what I'm saying. For them, they'll look up whatever they immigration laws they need to find out, immigration resources. You can just put that in the Google search and it should come up with whatever you need. So on here it's saying a due process. And so, Byron, this is specifically speaking to you because based on what you said, your girlfriend is not documented. You want to go ahead and see. I don't know what part of the process, did she have a visa and she let it expire? She stayed over here before time. Exactly like the different things. So, I'm going to tell you those things. You can come over here on a green card. They do have green card application. You can come over here on asylum applications. And I can't think of it right now, but President Biden, it used to be the Dreamers. It's the name of it. They used to have that, but I know President Trump done threw all that, out the window now. But they did have where they had something for the Dreamers coming over here for the dream of being free. They have a naturalization and it's a U.S. citizen. So, and what I'm thinking, that this is. It said this process take about 6 to 12 months, and unfortunately, none of these is an easy process, Demetrius. All of them anywhere from months to years to get processed. So
Mm.
nothing is like 30 days. Is you having to go through process. Then they have the visa application, and then they also have what they call it a EAD, which is a work permit. And like I said, you can get the visa or the green card on those things. And like I said, my friend that's from Africa, I don't know why I said friend. She's gonna be my adopted daughter. That's what I told her. She is over here working on a visa. And when I was in Omaha, Nebraska, the churches used to go to Africa, Demetrius, and they'll get part of their charity is they would go and get and they'll get a bunch of them and come and get them and send them to school. So that was part of their charity,
Mm.
So
That's
when you
nice.
see, even in California, when I went to more predominantly white churches, that was one of their ways they gave back. They went out there and sponsored them families and brought them over. So the same thing as an exchange student, they gave them the opportunity that if they worked over there and they did like a mission trip, part of their mission was to get so many and bring them over here so they could study in the United States in order to help, fund their families. Even when I went to Africa back in the end of September 2022, it was more whites on the plane Demetrius headed to Africa than blacks.
Mm.
Yeah. So and when we got there, it was a lot of whites. Or when I'm
But
saying
you went to South Africa then. What part you went to?
South Africa, same place Elon is from, South
Yeah.
Africa. So um, I'm saying that to say that I say they was from. I say they was white, but they could not possibly be being white. It is white people that is born in Africa. So, and I think a lot of us are not aware because you haven't been, but I want to let you all know everybody there is not poor. Everybody's not like the little pot belly stomachs and the flies flying around them. Everybody in Africa don't look like that. So I want to go ahead and break that narrative, down. Those are trips that my husband and I are going to plan on taking. So within the next year or two, Demetrius put that on our list because I really would like for us to go. I had an amazing time.
I want to
The
buy some
food,
property, man. I tell you, I want some property over there in Ghana. I
yeah,
want to buy me some.
yep. The
Go ahead.
food is the food is better, Demetrius. We had a chef, and he was a young boy, and he came out to every night and told us what he was eating. He actually went to the market, got us fresh turmeric, and Demetrius, that turmeric is not like our turmeric. I'm saying the season is just different, just different. But
Mm.
yeah, that's what I have to say about that. But again, those of you all, if you have immigrant friends, don't be one of the whistleblowers. If you can, like Demetri said, if you can help them, do
Yeah.
things the right way. Unfortunately, I know there's some bad seeds, some bad people that doing the wrong thing, and I get it. But again, if you have a way to help them out and get them what they need to get, please, don't be one that doing a whistleblowing and just seeing them get beat down, possibly killed. I
Yeah.
shouldn't say you shouldn't use the word.
I
I'm
always
sorry.
remember that somebody, mama, daddy, somebody,
Yeah,
child. I
yeah,
always keep that in mind.
yeah. You don't want to unlive them, so you have to be very, very careful of that and what you sending out because again, it's them today. You don't know when it'll be your turn, and when I'm saying your turn, blacks, whites, and anybody else. So don't get so happy about one set of race. And again, like I said, it's the own immigrants. It's your immigrant people that turned on you and made such a big fuss about you all being over here. But I highly suggest everybody to go to YouTube and being able to look at how some of them have came over here. Look at some of the documentaries. And Demetrius, I'm telling you, you will have a change of heart on if you knew how these people have went through deep water. Some of them drowned, but they had to keep going and they made their vow with that family. If me, you, we, and Keita and the girls saying, hey, we trying to go to the promised land, but what if you and I didn't make it and the kids came on? Or what if nobody made it but Jada and Aaron
Yeah.
being able to survive? So I want you all to think about that. It's not just a mom or it's not just a dad, it's not just a grandmother that's an older person. You all, these are little kids. Yeah, I'm telling you. Can you imagine a little baby? And these men are so cruel, Demetrius. They don't have no sympathy for a child. Can you imagine that? You being so programmed and so deranged that you not even caring about them being a child. They don't know nothing. Don't know how to speak English, and some of them that was born over here, the mom told them, to act like they ain't speak English. They only speak Spanish, until they can, go through their court hearing. Some of them stayed locked up for like 7 days, until they get, cause the mama was undocumented, but the kids was born in the United States. So they had to let the kids go because they were US citizens. So, but they had to get separated from their mama because the mom was undocumented. So somebody
That's
else from the
sad there.
family, yeah, somebody from the family had to get them who was documented. So but Byron, for your girlfriend, she need to find number one a support system because she don't know where she'll be when ISIS come, and that way she can let somebody know that she's in confinement. Find somebody that she can let them know that hey, I've been caught, and this is where I'm at, and they sending me back. And the thing is, the means they sending you back, but it might not be to your native country. They just
Yeah,
sending
they're
you back.
saying
Yeah.
it's just about the Columbia. Trump sent 2 planes to Columbia the other day. I guess what day? I guess 25th.
But that's what I'm saying.
That's,
But
they couldn't take them.
huh?
They didn't take them either.
That's what I'm saying. So that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. You be deported, but it might not be to your native country. So that's what I'm saying. And then you already know it's something going on with the Puerto Ricans and the Mexicans. You got the El Salvadors and the Guatemalans.
Yeah. Yeah.
Everybody that us, Venezuelans. Everybody, so everybody they sending them, but it might not be to your native country, which make you still might get unlived, based on where they drop you off at.
Barry, I'm gonna pray for you, man. You and your girlfriend.
Yeah.
I know I want much help, but my wife would get you good information. I know I want much help to you today, Barry, because first thing, cause I don't know about law like that, but you touched my heart with that story there, man. So I'm telling you, I'm gonna pray for you and your girlfriend, and I want to thank my wife again for. I hope it helped you, man. Like I said, I'm sorry, but please, man, email us back and let us know how everything going with you and your girlfriend. Immigration. I'm praying for her. Just hotline say, holler out, man. You can and get liquor. Try to get a fix. I don't kind of money what that stuff called. Try to get it fixed for her. I'm gonna let my wife gonna close this out, man, because I'm just touched, and it's all on you that you have.
Yeah, and I want to give you this last little bit of information. It said for the most accurate up to dates on information, it's best to check out the USCIS. That's USCIS website. So just put that in Google, and Google will bring it up. Excuse me, bring that website up, and that way you can you can stay abreast on what's going on. So again, stay in contact with somebody. Don't be out by yourself. Don't try to just go out at nighttime because listen, these people, the ISIS, they mean people. And when I'm saying mean, I'm talking about vicious, military vicious. They have been trained. Tell them, Demetrius, they've been trained.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
they train
So
not to play no game with you.
yeah,
They
that's
don't
what I'm
care about
saying.
they don't care about your feeling.
Yep, they've been
And,
trained. They've been programmed. So
and they don't care what
know.
you beg and pray. It ain't
Yeah,
gonna
so
work.
I'm
So
just
be
saying
careful.
they've been programmed to be people that sharpshooters. So you be very, very careful of these people, and you be very, very careful because these people have been programmed. They like got a robotic mind, and they just going to get what they get. And so I'm telling you, you done seen how they rate stuff, and they don't care. So you just, be mindful of that. And they got night vision goggles, you all. So don't you think you just gonna operate at nighttime, so you be aware. They smarter than that. President Trump, they smarter than that. So don't you think, oh, I'm just gonna leave at nighttime, Demetrius, and go into the store and run my errands. Oh no, they got 24-hour surveillance. And just like you can get one of those, and I'm saying I got a car camera. And I made sure I got the one that can see at nighttime. Cause in the daytime, they know you can see. At nighttime is when the prowls go on. So don't you think one time that you're gonna be able to go roam around free at nighttime because you don't want. I mean, all I can say is give up peacefully. Don't go down with a fight. Some of them saying they going down with a fight. They don't care. They was like they death
I
threats.
don't do that.
Yeah. So I'm just saying, but I'm like Demetrius. I'm gonna close it out because this here is a little bit heavy for my heart. And I said that part, letting the viciousness of nursing, saying how these people coming over here that, in what kind of condition all of them in, just so they can be free. So you be mindful of that some of them are risk losing their life for a chance that we already have here in the United States. So, and again, some of us good got to suffer with the bad. So you all be safe out there, comply safely, and I know sometimes it's hard when they talking to you ugly. I told my son, comply safely, keep your hands on the steering wheel, call us or FaceTime us, at least let us have a timestamp. And I know that don't mean anything because people still lost their life in front of cameras. But comply as much as you can. You try not to get them all erratic, and again, some people still have a mean head. And, when it's beyond your control, just try to do a silent prayer and, and ask God, please, God, de-escalate the situation, please, God. So you all, I'm not going to get all mushy on here, but this is the Lee Life Experience Podcast. We are not immigration law experts. Everything that we said and everything was a Google search away. Based off the information that I have given, everything is allegedly until be proven otherwise. So everything that I have given is information that was a Google search that I was able to provide for you. So again, do your own research on anything that me and my husband talk about, anything that my husband and I talk about. Please do your own research before you make a sound decision on anything, because we will not be standing with you in court. We will not be standing with you when you decide to make the choice. We are the Life Experience Podcast. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And you're welcome to be a guest. Text us at 833-370-1608 and put relationships without an S in the comment. Thank you.
Hi everyone, I hope you have enjoyed the episode so far. You are here with the Lee Life Experiences. And remember, if you want to get your topics discussed or get our opinion or our perspective, join us at text us at 833-370-1608 and put relationships in the comment.